All right, so as I was saying, groups should be kept small, only 3 to 4 students. If they get big, they're just not as effective and they can get off task a little easier. When they're kept small, students feel some ownership over their tasks within the group. And then cooperative learning should be used consistently but not overused. So if a teacher starts using groups for everything and students no longer have the opportunity to work independently, not only does it get tiring for students and boring or frustrating, but they're also not showing that they can independently do the tasks that are being asked of them. All right. So there are three larger categories for different types of groups. Informal groups, I'm sure we all do all the time. Think, pair, share, turn to your neighbor, elbow partner, and just those kind of groups by proximity. And these often have little thought put into them. I know some of us do put thought into our seating charts, and so specific students are seated together. But these informal groups are good for maybe a quick reflection, quick debrief, up to an entire class period, but not necessarily a larger multi-step task given to a group. Formal groups are what are good for those kinds of things. They are selected with purpose. Students are usually assigned roles, can be used for multiple days. And then a new one for me, one that I thought was very interesting, was base groups. And this really is a community building opportunity and kind of a culture of your classroom type of opportunity. So base groups are usually throughout the whole year or whole trimester. And they don't necessarily have to be academic. It can be like that's who you greet when you come in the class. That's who you work with for the warm up. That's who you check in with at the end of the week to see how your learning's going. And so that was a new idea for me and something I think I might want to try out in my classroom as well. All right, so all these different ideas, how does this relate to our student assessments and where can we go from here? So some of these do fit quite well into assessment, um, formative or summative. So having students compare and contrast characters in a graphic organizer, a T-chart or Venn diagram or other type of organizer that you enjoy, that can be a quick formative activity or that can be a more in-depth summative activity at the end of the novel that they kind of build on those compare and contrasts, similarities and differences. Students working in groups, I know is something we all do at one point or another. So you can have them work in a group to research and present on a historical event with assigned tasks that maybe play to each student's strengths. Each member is graded on their contribution as well as the overall quality of the group work. And so maybe giving students an opportunity to play to their strengths and really show what they are capable of. And then that effort and recognition. So recognize students who meet certain benchmarks on different assessments. This could be a star chart on the wall. And the benchmark can be different for each student. So that is okay. And that is still showing that recognition. Because as we talked about, when you set that bar too low, it can kind of have the opposite effects. So making sure it is a challenging goal, but also within reach of the students. And the kind of for summary here, so when using these strategies together, I think we can all ensure a deeper level of content understanding and change our classroom community, our classroom environment. The making sure we recognize students' efforts. We've talked about grit at the beginning of the year, and now we're kind of tying back a little bit with that again. And just when students are putting in the effort, the achievement is going to kind of fall in place as well. And just some caution, make sure that using these high yield strategies, they're not being overused. If you are making sure to include those non-linguistic examples, don't do the same graphic organizer every week. Make sure and get some of the physical activity and the physical models to really show some variety here. All right, so now we're going to meet with our groups and choose one of these to kind of build on within your own content area or data team. Good luck and thank you.